My forever spooky poetry rewarder looks down at the mid-hour of the night on the tombs that lie scattered below. The moon fills the place with her silver light, and the churchyard, like day, seems to glow. When see first one grave, then another opus wide, and women and then and men stepping forth and described in cerements, snow white and trailing, in haste for the sport. Soon their ankles they twitch and whirl round, and dances so gay, the young and the old, and the poor and the rich, but the cerements stand in their way, and as modesty cannot avail from aught here, they shake themselves all, and the shrouds soon appear scattered over the tombs in confusion, and now waggles the leg, and now wriggles the thigh, as the troop, with strange gestures, advance, and a rattle and a clatter, anon rises high, as one beat in time to the dance. The sight to the warder seems wondrously queer, when the villainous tempter speaks thus in his ear. Cease one of the shrouds that lie yonder. Quick as thought it was done, and for safety he fled behind the church door with all speed. The moon will still continues her clear light to shed on the dance, but they fearfully led. But the dancers at length disappear one by one in their shrouds, and ere they vanish, they carefully down, and under the turf all is quiet. But one of them stumbles and shuffles there still, and gropes at the graves in despair. Yet 'tis by no comrade he's treated so ill. The shroud he soon scents in the air, so he rattles the door for the warder. 'Tis as well that 'tis blessed, and so able the foe to repel, all covered with crosses of metal. The shroud he must have, and no rest will allow. There remains for reflection no time on the ornaments Gothic. The white seizes now, and from point on to haste to climb at last for the warder. The doom is decreed like a long-legged spider with net earth, change in speed advances. The dreaded pursuer, the warder he quakes, and the warder turns pale. The shroud to restore faint and saw. When the end now can, nothing to see him avail, and a tooth formed of iron is caught, with vanishing luster that the moon's races run. When the bell thunders loudly, a powerful one, and the skeleton fails crushed to atoms, that her strong enchantments failing, her towers of fear and wreck, her limbex dried of poisons, and the knife at her neck. The queen of air in darkness begins to shrill and cry, "O young man, O my slayer, tomorrow you shall die." O queen of air in darkness, I think 'tis truth you say, and I shall die tomorrow, but you will die today. The woods decay, and I fall. The vapors weeping their burden to the ground. Man comes and tills the field, and lies beneath, and after many a summer dies the swan. My only cruel immortality consumes. I wither slowly in fine arms here at the quiet limit of the world, a white-haired shadow roaming like a dream. The ever-silent spaces of the east, far-folded mists, and gleaming hulls of morn. Alas, for this grey shadow, once a man so glorious in his beauty, and thy choice, who madest him thy chosen, that he seemed to his great heart none other than a god. I asked thee, give me immortality, then didst thou grant mine, asking with a smile, like wealthy men who care not how they give, but by strong hours indignant worked their wills, and beat me down, and marred and wasted me, and though they could not end me, left me maimed to dwell in presence of the mortal youth and mortal age. Beside the mortal youth and all I was in ashes. Can thy love, thy beauty, make amends? Thou, even now, close over us, a silver star, thy guide, shines in those tremulous eyes that fill with tears. To hear me, let me go, take back thy gift. The what should a man desire in any way? To vary from the kindly race of men, or pass beyond the goal of ordinance, where all should pause, as is most meet for all. The soft air fans the cloud apart. There comes a glimpse of that dark world where I was born once more. Behold, mysterious glimmer steals from thy pure brows, and from thy shoulders pure, and bosom beaten with a heart renewed. Thy cheek begins to redden into thy groom. Thy sweet eyes brighten slowly close to mine. Eerie yet, they blind the stars in the wild team which love thee, yearning for thy yoke. Arise and shake the darkness from their loosened manes, and beat the twilight into flakes of fire. Lo, ever thus thou growest beautiful in silence. Then before a fine answer given, departest, and thy tears are on my cheek. Oh, what can all be a knight at arms, alone and palely loitering? The siege has withered from the lake, and no bird sings. Oh, what can all the knight at arms so haggard and so woebegone? The squirrel's granary is full, and the harvest done. I see a lily on thy brow, with anguish moist, and fever dew, and on thy cheeks a fading rose, a fast wherewith too. I met a lady in the meads, full beautiful, a fairy's child. Her hair was long, her foot was light, and her eyes were wild. I made a garland for her head, and bracelets too, in fragrant zone. She looked at me as she did love, and made sweet moan. I set her on my pacing steed, and nothing else saw all day long. For Ceylon would she bend and sing a fairy song. She found me roots of relish sweet, on honey wild, and amana dew, and sure and language strange. She said, I love the true. She took me to her elfin grot, and there she swept and wept, and sighed full sore. And there I shut her wild eyes with kisses for, and there she lulled me asleep, and there I dreamed. Ah, woe betide, the latest dream I ever dreamt. On the cold hillside I saw pale kings and princes too, pale warriors, death pale. Where they all, they cried, lay Bill damn, sans mercy, half thee and frail. I saw their starved lips in the gloom of with horrid warning, gaped wide, and I awoke and found me here on the cold hillside. And this is why I saunter here. Alone and palely loitering through, though the siege is withered from the lake and no bird sings. I was doomed to lose everything that I loved, but I'd rather lose too young and beautiful as you were without me than to watch you perish in my arms. I love the eve of St. Agnes by Keats. I fell in love with it as a teenager in English. A fool there was, and he made his prayer to a rag and a bone and a hank of hair. But the fool, he called her his lady fair. All the years we waste and the tears we waste, and were the work of our head and hand, belong to a woman who did not know and did not understand. A fool there was, and his goods he spent, honor and faith and a sure intent. But a fool must follow his natural bent. Oh, the toil was lost, we lost, and the spoil we lost, and the excellent things we planned belong to women who didn't know why and did not understand. I will repeat a subtle rune, and frowning sons of Overwere shall blaze upon the blinded air, and spectres, terrible and fair, shall wake the riven world of noon, of a star that was mine empery, in dust unwindowed skies, but primal dreams have made me wise, and soon the shattered years shall rise to my remembered sorcery, to mantic mutterings brief and low. My palaces shall lift amain, by bowers, my bowers bloom. I will regain The lips whereon my lips have lain at rose-red twilights long ago before my murmured exorcism. The world of wispy wrath shall flee a stranger earth, a weirder sea. A people with shapes of fairy shall swell upon the waste abysm of the pantheons of darkened stars shall fly vile and for at the carcass dawn. The crocus dawn, goddess and Gargon lair and fawn shall tread the Amerithine lawn, and giants fight their thunderous wars like Gavin mountains of basalt. Dark idols of my demons there shall tower through bright zones of air, fronting the sun with level stare, and hell shall pave my deepest vault. A phantom and fiend and sorcerer shall serve me till my term shall pass, and I become no more at last than a frail shadow on the glass before some latter conjurer, spectre rapper forever.